Hi everyone, I'm Lazy Cat Lady. Today I'm playing Sultai Time Sieve again. Uh, I've decided to make a few changes. First and foremost, I've decided to try out a new mana base. So I used to use Blooming Marshes and I played an Urborg, but now I'm just trying out an all fetch mana base. So I got 4 Overgrown Tombs, 2 Watery Graves, and then 7 fetches, and I added an extra basic swamp. So I think just for efficiency's sake, I've been wanting to try this for a bit since I've been running the old mana base for a while. Also, I went back to just kind of playing 4 of everything. So I'm playing 4 Blood Fountains, 4 Time Sieve, because, people are kind of figuring out the meta right now, and I think I just want the deck to do its thing, as much as possible with as much consistency as I can get. For the sideboard, Rhinos has kind of become a completely different matchup with the banning of Fury and the addition of Tishana's Tidebinder to that matchup. So I found Tidebinder lines up really well, and Rhinos can kind of play a tempo game a little bit better. So I added some Flusterstorms to the sideboard because I've been having more trouble with that matchup than in the past. Also, they just printed Bitter Triumph, so I'm trying that out in the slot where I would usually be playing some number of Fatal Push and Bone Shards. I think Karn, the Great Crater, is more of a threat, and this is a much better answer for that. Also, being able to pay life instead of discarding a card. Sometimes you just don't have Oval Chase in hand, so that's a card I'm testing. I think most of the things with the deck are about the same as prior iterations. And yeah, I think the deck is still strong. Let's jump into some matches. Match 1, won the die roll. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, there's no Asmo or Saga in this hand, and no Dispute. So I don't really think this hand goes anywhere quickly. So I'm gonna mulligan that. This hand has Saga. I'm going to say that this hand is good enough and bottom an Overgrown Tomb. Let's kick things off. Okay, definitely still kind of a semi-do-nothing hand, but we can cycle this Unearth next turn and then start making constructs. So if the constructs are good in whatever matchup this is, I think I'll be pleased. Okay, it could be Control, could be Rhinos. Let's just play Saga and pass. Alright, let's see what they're getting. Indatha Triumph. Okay, so it's not Creativity. Could be Zoo, could be Control. Let's go ahead and cycle this Unearth. You're responding to this? Oh, Bowmasters. Okay. Well, they planned Bowmasters. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it could be honestly anything at this point. So many decks play Bowmasters these days. All right, we got a Goose for an upcoming turn. I think here we can save the Catacombs. Let's just play Swamp Go. We'll want to use the Catacombs to fetch, probably tap Watergrave at some point. Now, if I suspect Leyline Binding, I might just get Haywire Might off the bat to insulate against them exiling my constructs, but we'll see what happens. Okay, Prismatic Ending. All right. Interesting to do that. That makes me wonder if they have some kind of... Okay, 2/2. Oh, okay, they just wanted to get in with their Orc army. I will not be trading my 2/2 construct. That's about to become much larger if it survives. Alright, let's see what we draw. Time Sieve. That could come up later down the line. I mean, I could get Haywire Might. Maybe that's a little too niche. Let's shock. Get this goose in play. Get in for 5. Go ahead, opponent. Okay, blocks with Bowmasters. Interesting. I'm still really, you know, I mean, ending plus Bowmasters doesn't tell me too much. Alright, they got the 1 ring. Alright. Well, now I definitely regret not getting that Haywire Might. This ring will probably run away from the game. Let's see. Probably want to just Deadly Dispute first, sack this food, see where that goes. Alright, Blood Fountain, double Time Sieve. Okay. Let's play the Blood Fountain out, and then I'll either fetch tapped Watery Grave, or I might get basic Swamp and cash in one of these blood tokens at end of turn. I don't really want to go to 9, especially with them going up to 8 cards here. That they're going to have plenty of threats. Okay, what's going on here? Omnath. Alright, alright. Now they got a lot of life gain, so that's, you know, that's kind of scary. Could have a Solitude here. It's like 5 color control, and they got a white source and Shocked, so I'm pretty sure they have Solitude. Okay, so let's get as much life off of this as we can. Do that. We can always cash in the blood tokens next turn. I think I'm just gonna fetch tapped Watery Grave here. Still have a threat, and we got the Time Sieves, so I could take a turn here if I wanted to. Let's go Steel Seeker, Time Sieve. I don't want another Time Sieve. Let's get in for 7. We can pump to 8 if need be. Okay, chump block with the 2/2. I don't really want to I think here let's discard this land, make a food, see if we can find like an Urza's Saga. Okay, we get a Catacombs. I could take a turn here. It feels a little greedy since I can't really make a lot of artifacts at instant speed. Yeah. I'm just gonna play Catacombs. I'll just play Catacombs, pass. We can lose some life. I can take, you know, a hit from this Omnath and Solitude if need be. This game might just be over though. You know, them drawing all these cards with the 1 ring. Definitely will be bringing in the other Haywire Might. Alright, Bolt the Steel Seeker. I could make a food in response, cashing in my treasure to get another trigger. I think that's an okay thing to do. I think I will. It's the same amount of artifacts, but I get an extra Steel Seeker trigger, so. And I don't need to chump block with Goose this turn, so let's do that. I'm really looking for a Manufactor. I don't particularly want another Goose. Okay. And I think really I need to take, you know, turns this game to win, because their life total now is kind of out of control. They got 5 mana up. Alright, looks like they're going... They might have another 1 ring, though, which means we won't be able to combo this turn if that's their goal. Alright, let's kick an opponent. Alright, Fable. Means they got a chump blocker for my construct to fairy. Okay, if you go to bounce my construct, I'll take a turn in response, which is what I got to assume you're about to do. Yep. Alright, let's go 1, 2... I don't think I have enough important creatures in my graveyard right now, so I'm going to sack the Blood Fountain. Alright, yield through the turn. Alright, I got 2 turns to find like a manufactor or something. Alright, let's do that. Might want to cash in the blood token here, or I can leave it around to try to take another turn. I think here I'm going to buy Yawgmoth if I don't draw anything else next turn. I can cast Yawgmoth at least. I'll just hold the land. If I have a manufacture next turn, I'm going to want an extra discard. Alright, get another Underworld Cookbook. Alright, like I said, get Yawgmoth in play. Play the Catacombs now, and I can pass. Now at least I've got a blocker to contend with their threats, but I'm sure they can make short work of this Yawgmoth after drawing 4 cards. Oh, the 1 ring. Alright, exile my Yawgmoth. Alrighty. Still need to find... At this point, they probably have multiple Solitudes. I could probably just concede this game, but... Alright, ping me to 9. Oh, you're pinging the goose? They have a second Bowmaster? Oh, Ren? Okay. And then I take 9. Let's get the other Watery Grave. And I can't use this Catacombs now. Good thing I have another time sieve, but I'm not sure it's gonna matter. Take 9. 1 turn. Even Manufactor... Does Manufactor do it? It does do it, but they would have to have no removal. Oh. Oh, they got the Ren. Alright. They got me. Okay. Alright, 5 color control. Spring in the Bitter Triumphs. Beseju's good against Leyline. Bring in the Haywire Might for the 1 ring. Pithing Needles for Planeswalkers. Sire Ginger is a great kill tool. I could bring in both Needles. Let's see what I want to cut. They have a bunch of removal, so I feel like Steel Seeker is rarely impactful in this kind of matchup. Honestly, I'm just going to cut. I might cut both. Probably bring in Graveyard Hate. Let's cut like that, definitely. Time Siev's definitely strong. I think we could just bring in 1 needle. My hand still needs to function, so let's run it back like that. I think Time Sieve is our easiest route to victory in this kind of matchup. Ooh, we got the Sire Ginger and Haywire Might, so we can handle a ring. We can handle, we can really pressure them if they put Teferi or Ren in play. I could just cast Haywire Might this turn. I'm thinking about it. Honestly, might as well. We can at least get like one attack in with it and then hold up the effect. Draw. Ooh, nice. Got an Asmo. Alright, let's get in for one. Now, I could play Saga now, and I probably should. I want to hold the Beseiju if possible. I could cycle the Unearth on their end step, but I think it's probably the wrong move. Just because I've got the Asmo in hand. They're going to have removal for it. I probably want to be able to reanimate that at some point, or reanimate the Sire Ginger more likely. Alright, they're setting up. Is this a Ren? It's a Beseiju. Okay. Do I want to cycle it now? No, because now I need a discard outlet. Alright, that just happens. I'll go get my Watery Grave tapped. Okay, well that's their turn. Okay, attack with Haywire Might. Now we might want to play the Beseiju. So that I can get this Asmo in play. Alright, play you. Cast the Fountain. And now we can crack this before they can get a Bowmaster in play. Back up Asmo. Now we can go get our cookbook. They got a threat to handle. I'm hoping they put maybe a Teferi in play this turn. Then I can really pressure them. Like Teferi bounce Asmo here would be pretty brutal for them, I think. Alright, binding. I guess you exile. Oh, okay. I mean, now I can give up my Haywire Might to get another Asmo trigger, so it's kind of weird to do this, but to each their own. Alright, let's cast the cookbook. Get back you. They might have Bowmasters. I probably shouldn't have done that, but, you know, we'll... We got the other Asmo. Let's do that. They could have like engineered explosives or something, so I think here is a great example of when I just hold up Haywire Might activation and don't expose the second cookbook. Alright, we got Manufacture, we got Unearth, second cookbook, Sire Ginger, we got the Oval Chase, we got a threat in play. Because now you can exile Asmo and I can just get back Asmo end of turn by sacking this Haywire Might. Which I think I'll do, and they just missed their land drop. Makes me want to do it even more. And now we have an extra cookbook to hold so I can get the second one in play. Alright. Let's go to combat. Hit you for 3. And now we can get a Manufacture out there. Start generating some value. Alright, they concede game 2. Alright, we're going on to game 3. I think that how I boarded makes sense. I could see the time sieve being less impactful game 2, but I think this is strong. Alright. Got the needle, got the might. We don't have a green source or a discard outlet, but we could lead on turn 1 Saga. I think it's still keepable. We're on the draw. We do have some time to find other pieces of consistency. Okay, that makes me want to just Swamp Fountain, and then we got the blood token to loot away Daredevil next turn, look for a third land, get the Asmo in play. Pretty classic opener. Interesting. Maybe they have a Triumph in hand already they want to play. Black, green. What are they doing here? Oof, Chalice on 1. Well, good thing Asmo is 0, and that was my intended play. Let's loot away the Oval Chase, just like we said, and get Asmo in play. Now we really just got to rely on the Saga to get Haywire Might, which means we really need to find... we really need to find a green source. We have second Haywire Might, so, you know, we can get there. Interesting. Green source. Wonderful. Okay, now we can play here. I could play Manufacture, but Construct into Haywire Might has got to be more correct. Whew, drew the green source right in the nick of time. Alright, what you got, opponent? 1 ring. It's a fairy. Okay. Gonna bounce the Saga. Alright. I mean, that is good, but, you know, now I just get to make more constructs. I don't know. And now I can probably play Manufacture. Ooh, another Saga. Alright, play the Saga. Let's pump the construct to 3. And here I think I just pressure them. Especially top decking Sire Ginger. I might as well just leave Teferi in play for 1 turn, you know. Because apart from bouncing things, Teferi isn't really a threat. Alright, they got the Yawgmoth. They could fetch Shock Solitude here. Oh, they don't have a land. Alright, that is good to know about. There's a Sieve. Okay. There's a Saga. Now I could attack with the Construct and trade with the Yawgmoth by making a construct. I think I'll offer it. Now I think I want to get the Teferi off the board, because next turn it'll be looking to bounce the construct anyway. And I'm happy to, okay, there we go. I was gonna say I'm happy to trade with the Yawgmoth since I don't have removal for it at the moment. Ren and 6, okay. Hopefully they don't find a Beseiju. But they are going to hit their land drops now, which is upsetting. If I can get the Haywire Might, I really hope I don't draw it for turn. That would be very, very frustrating. Binding. Okay, probably binding the construct. Oh, binding the Manufacture. Interesting. Okay. Teferi. I wonder if they bounce the Urza's Saga on too. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, turn off auto yields. Yes. Let's get, I could get blue so I can cast Time Sieve, but maybe that's the correct play. Okay, I'll get you tapped. That way I can at least play Time Sieve and pump my constructs. Okay. I find it interesting they're just using their mana. It's very funny to me. Okay. Bitter Triumph. Getting Omnath out of play would be really good. I can pitch Oval Chase and then cast Time Sieve. Or cast Asmo. Okay. Alright, play Saga. Bitter Triumph away your Omnath. Pitch Oval Chase. Cast Asmo. Grab another uncastable cookbook. And then I can kill Teferi or hit them for 2. I think I'll just hit Teferi. Alrighty. Oh, I guess they can just start getting Beseiju now and hitting my sagas. I guess I should have thought about that first, but let's see what they're up to. Alright, Solitude. Exile Asmo, alright. They got Beseiju in hand, but they don't have green mana right now. Let's see. Unfortunately, I didn't hit a land. I can make a construct, but I can't trade with anything. It's rather unfortunate. I just gotta really hope that this Saga survives, but it's not going to because they have Beseiju and I can't Pithing Needle it. Sheesh. That's very frustrating. What's a better threat then? I don't know. I guess I'll just pass. I don't really want to lose the construct. I want to force them to have, you know, use Beseiju for it or whatever. Alright, let us make a construct, get our Oval Chase back, say okay, get an Overgrown Tomb, don't have any spells to cast. Now I'm probably just going to start casting Daredevils. That's probably going to be my plan. I need to pressure this Renin 6 if possible. Interesting, and they... Oh! Whoops. Alright, they got the One Ring. Well, I'm attacking Renin 6. Can't let the Ren stick around. Alright, we got a land. I could cast Time Sieve or Oval Chase. If I cast Time Sieve, I should probably just be attacking them, honestly. Oh, no, I can't attack them. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to lose a construct. Let's go like that. Attack all creatures at Renin 6. They block, because Beseiju is just a removal spell. I'm going to play here. I have 7 in hand, so if I buy Yawgmoth, it doesn't do anything. So let's just pass. Alright, 2 cards in hand, but the One Ring will make short work of that. Basically, I need to find another Urza Saga, or I need to find my other Beseiju, but wow. Phew. 4-color control can just really, really run you into the ground with the value train. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much I can do about this. The Chalice has really just fried me this whole game. Let's get the Tomb. Binding. Exile my other construct. Very unfortunate. 2 cards left in hand. They have a One Ring in play. I need to draw pretty much exactly Beseiju off the top. Right, Deadly Dispute's at least castable. Let's cast the Dispute. Some more uncastable cards. Alright, well, we'll play Oval Chase. You know, I'll play out the match, but let's ditch one of these uncastables. I think the writing is on the wall for this match, but, you know. I guess I could top deck Sire Ginger or Beseiju still, but the Ren and 6 is just gonna buy them back that removal spell every turn for my artifacts. Alright, Bowmasters. I mean, I'm not dead yet, but they have so much value that Obsidian Charmaw. I guess it makes sense, but you know, it's not castable early, so it's a bit of a weird card, but I mean, it's a big threat that's gonna kill me eventually. Alright, what do we got? Bitter Triumph. Okay. I can take the Yawgmoth out of play. I can get the Ren and 6 out of here. First, I kind of want to just cycle this. See what we find. Okay. I think the Omnath is the thing that is going to cause me the most pain, so let's do that. I guess this will teach me to play my Beseiju. Alright, Chalice on 0. Asmo is now uncastable as well. Oh. God. The One Ring. Oh. Oh, I just don't understand. Okay. I think the writing's on the wall for this one. I'm going to concede. There's no way we're winning that game. Alright, well, match 1, 4-color controlled. I mean, the One Ring deck doing the One Ring deck. I don't think there's anything to say about that match besides ban the One Ring. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, let's move on to the next match. Match 2. Lost a die roll. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Yeah, I think the especially my hands last match just weren't very strong. I probably should have mulliganed at least one of those hands that I kept, but it can be hard with this deck to find a balance. We got a Saga, we got Deadly Dispute. I think it's a keep. Even though Goose is uncastable, we'll get a treasure off Deadly Dispute, so I'll play Cookbook on turn 1. Crashing Footfalls. Alright, we're up against Rhinos. Means we want to find Asmo as soon as possible. Also an Oval Chase would be very nice. Okay, well now I can play Goose, so that's what I'll do. Plus we want to get the fetch land out of the way to not run into Tishana's Tidebinder. Like, the fact that Footfalls now has access to make 8 power, counter activated and triggered abilities, tapping permanents, destroying artifacts, creatures, card draw with the Flame of Honor, and also what's the other effect they have access to? They also have force to negate, like counter target non-creature spell for 0 mana, and counter, or put a creature on top of your library with, what do you call it? They just have access to like every effect you can imagine, which I think is just like this deck just has so much going on. It's wild. Like they lost Fury, sure, but they've gained a lot of other stuff. Okay, well, missing their land drops, I kind of like to see. A lot of power coming down, you know, in the future, but not right now. Draw 2. All right, there's the Daredevil. That's what I like to see. So I think... All right, well, we're going to shock that for sure. I think here you play Cookbook. Hopefully it doesn't get forced. At least, you know, okay, pitch Flame of Anor, force the Cookbook. That is okay. Pass the turn. Because in this scenario, you know, I get to get my constructs down before they have their power in play because they have a bit of a slower Footfalls hand. Unless they have land into the Cascade card here, which would be frustrating. Oh. Well, you know what they say. Alright, well, I can get a Cookbook. So I can make my constructs... I can get them out of range, basically. And they can block these rhinos unless they have another Flame of Anor. Alright, untap, draw, hopefully a land. Alright, there's an Asmo. So now, do I want the second construct and have 2 4/4s? Or do I want to get a Cookbook and then get Asmo in play and have a removal spell up? I think, unfortunately for me, that is the better play. Just because I can't block immediately since they would only be 4/4s this turn. Can't counter that. Alright, let's execute the plan. Asmo. Now we got double unearths, so I'm still feeling pretty good about this. And because of Tidebinder, I'm probably just going to kill one of their rhinos right now. Although I suppose if I leave the construct, it complicates things for them. Okay. I'll pass. If they want to like Flame of Anor, you know, to destroy the construct, then I can just, then they can't Tishana's Tidebinder anyway. Alright, they get more power in play. Very scary. They are about to have a whole lot going on the battlefield. Thankfully, I do have the Flusterstorm now for this matchup. So I have a... It used to be I didn't really have much of any sideboard cards. Alright, get in with the rhinos. I would like to block a rhino. I would not like to take 4, but I will. Wonderful. Okay, so now I get one out off the battlefield, and now I can... Ooh, Manufacture. They could be holding up a lot of different things here. I think it's worth it to try for the Manufacture. Could have Subtlety here, but I still have Construct plus Removal spell. Alright. Now I could pass. my additional, well, no, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna try to do this now. If they don't have force, I might be able to resolve this time sieve. Seems like maybe they just have another Cascade spell. Okay. Go for the win. Show me the force. Alright, they got the force. I get to pass the turn. I got a removal spell plus a construct. So again, I can limit this to taking 4 damage, which is quite alright by me. Okay, they got the Mutavault, so they could activate Mutavault plus Flame of Anor here, but they only got 1 card in hand. Okay, that's interesting. Now, I don't mind losing the Asmo here. So I'm going to do that. I just don't want to lose the Manufactor because I have the second Time Sieve. Don't tell the opponent I have another Time Sieve. Thankfully, they don't also have access to, you know, Thoughtseize type effects. Alright, what you got, opponent? If it's Flame of Anor, they can kill the construct, deal 5 to Manufactor. Alright, kill one of your rhinos. Construct's still a 7/7. I'm happy to take 4 damage. I guess they could have Cascade spell, pump Shardless Agent. I take 5, but I still take 5 and then I untap and win. So, alright, what you got? Alright, and that's what they got. So I think that is game over, although they don't know it yet. Alright, take 5, lose Asmo, keep my construct. You are so dead, opponent. Thank you for coming to the Time Civ show. Alright, let's just real quick show him the Civ. Might concede. Might not, but probably will concede. If not, this will be a short few combat steps with the construct. Attack for 14. Jump block. Okay, I'll just sack 5 now. Okay, opponent. Just take these turns as quick as possible so I can conserve my clock. We are thankfully up on clock, and it is game 1. Alright. I guess I could have just unearthed Asmo and ended it on the spot, but okay. We want... Do we want to Besage you? Do they play Leyline? Oh, they play Blood Moon. Okay, they do play Blood Moon. Definitely want the Flusterstorms. The Besage you is kind of optional. Now they're probably going to bring in Endurance plus Force of Vigor at least. Leylines if they have them. I think cutting a Blood Fountain, cutting an Unearth is pretty easy. I'll just bring in the Besage you as a land. Alright, let's submit. And I need to be thinking about Flusterstorm and be ready to fetch a Watery Grave. So, gotta remember. Okay, I mean, I guess if they force the cookbook, this could be really bad. They begin with 7. I can't play around Forest Cookbook. This hand is... Asmo's just so good against them. I'm willing to obviously take that risk. Alright, no shocks. They don't have Crashing Footfalls in hand. Please don't have Force of Negation. The pause. And the Force. Alright, well, you know. It happens, it happens. Alright, double Force my cookbook. Last time we won through Force Cookbook. They pitched Fire Ice. Alright. Well, my only play is cast Haywire Might, so I'll do it. Need to find a green source. Or blue source to start casting these time sieves. This game could be over quickly. But yeah, like I said, you can't play around Force of Vigor plus Force of Negation plus, you know, 8 power on the battlefield plus counter your activated triggered ability. Like, you just kind of have to go for it against this deck now. That's my take on it. Because if you play too conservatively, then they just put 8 power in play and you're dead. Okay, Deadly Dispute. Alright, well now I can attack for free. I'm planning on Deadly Disputing. I wasn't going to attack, but now I'm going to sack this anyway. So if they don't have... okay. And this is why Haywire Might is kind of the extra Urza's Saga piece, because you can just sack it like that. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do here? I'm not thrilled about playing Beseiju, but I do really need a green source. I could play Steel Seeker now, or I could wait till next turn. I think I'd rather play it now. If they want to put 8 power in play, I want to be as mana efficient as possible. And next turn, hopefully I can find a discard outlet. Maybe find an Urza's Saga off of a Steel Seeker trigger. Alright. Rhino's doing Rhino's things. Oh look, Rhinos. Who could have seen that coming? Okay. Like, it's amazing the decks that played Fury, and Fury was so good in those decks, like Rhinos and Scam, and like, it feels like it barely affected them. Because there's just so many other good cards in Modern that you just play the next best one. Which is pretty wild. Okay. Manufacture. Manufacture's good. Get a trigger. Try to find... they could have Subtlety, I guess. That could be pretty brutal. Ow. Ow. No. Dang it. You know, they always have it, you see. Whatever your best play is, they have the piece that lines up with it. Now next turn I'm going to take 11. If I just untap and play Manufacture, I feel like I'm dead. But what could be better? I guess a cookbook. Alright, I think unfortunately I have to bottom it. I guess in this case this is something where I probably should have attacked with Steel Seeker first, since I know I'm not blocking, to, you know, to play around the Subtlety, but... What is playing around Subtlety? What does that look like? Alright, take 11, go to 3. This might be a quick game 2. Hopefully I can have a better opening hand for game 3. Urza's Saga. Play Saga play Goose. Trump Subtlety, still take 6, so even cracking the food doesn't save me. I don't have an Unearth, so hitting something off the top doesn't help me. Game over, opponent. Okay. Maybe I should cut a time sieve over one of the other things that I cut. Yeah, maybe bring back the 4th blood fountain. Cut a time sieve. Resubmit. We're looking for good Asmo hand, Flusterstorm. Okay, double Saga. I mean, I can make constructs. I can get Asmo in play turn 2. Even without the Daredevil, I think construct plan is going to be quite strong. So, please don't force my Blood Fountain. I feel like Blood Fountain just looks so inconspicuous. I don't know if my opponent would ever force Blood Fountain, which is... I feel like the best part about Blood Fountain is that it's just a weird card, and I feel like people wouldn't want to interact with it like that. Alright, let's loot away one of these fetch lands. Alright, I'll plan on fetching Watergrave next turn with that Verdant Catacombs. Now I'm just hoping they don't have Fire Ice. I mean, I guess I'm hoping that they don't have a lot of things, but Fire Ice cutting me off from my first construct creation would be pretty frustrating. But they could easily just force here. Thankfully I have the backup Saga, so. Alright, Triome. Tells me they probably don't have Blood Moon, or they have their basics in hand. So I'm just gonna, oh no, I don't want to hold the Verdant. This is such a weird situation where I would usually want to hold Verdant Catacombs. But next turn they could have Tidebinder. So let's get in. Start pressuring their life total. So yeah, I think unfortunately here I just gotta fetch Shock now. Get the Watery Grave. If they do have Blood Moon, like Blood Moon ruins my hand already anyway. Because my main plan is the Sagas. So I'm going to say that I can't effectively play around Blood Moon no matter how careful I am. So instead I will make my cards castable and play around Tidebinder. Playing around Tidebinder is so stressful. There's the Force. Okay, make construct. It's gonna be a 1/1. What'd they pitch here? Alright, they pitch Agent. That tells me they probably have another Cascade card. I don't think you would pitch your only Cascade card. Alright, now I'm definitely not afraid of Blood Moon. You would not fetch tapped Steam Vents here if you had Blood Moon in hand. Okay, they could have Tidebinder. They could have Force. Alright, Oval Chase. What a great draw. They could have Rhinos. If they have Rhinos, I don't want to attack. Which makes this hand kind of frustrating. Alright, well, let's see what you have. They could potentially also have Flame of Anor, Subtlety. Why did you cast Subtlety, my friend? Well, they pitched Lorien revealed. Maybe they meant to click Force. I don't know what that was. Oh, sorry, opponent. I could make Construct a 4/4. God, why that? They really must have misclicked there. I guess if I walk into Rhino here, I can cast the other Asmo. But I won't be able to trade with either. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Time Sieve. This way I'm going to attack with my Construct. I don't want to play super slowly here. If it dies to one of their Rhino tokens, I still get to trade with it at least. But I wanna be aggressive. Okay. No blocks. Hopefully you don't have endurance, but I'm not gonna play around it. They might just Tidebinder here. Dang. Okay. Alright, there's the Tidebinder. I guess now that can trade with my Construct. I wasn't thinking about this. I should have just gone for the 3 damage. Rather unfortunate. Oh, but I guess if they blocked, then it would regain its stuff. Okay. What you got? Now they could Flame of Anor, like kill Asmo, kill Construct. I'm guessing that's what they're trying to think about the modes, right? They could kill Time Sieve, Asmo, Time Sieve, Construct, like they. Oh, they're destroy. Okay, I mean, sure, that's fine. You got a 2 damage spell to clean up my Construct. Because this is funny, because the Tidebinder is definitely good here, but also it's hard for it to get into combat. Now I don't have a discard outlet, though. Oh, but if they... I can just attack with everything. Tidebinder dies no matter what if they block something, and then I get the cookbook back online. So like if they blocked Asmo, cookbook comes back online. Alright, they blocked the Construct. It only has 2 toughness, so I'll just let it die here. This gets to turn my cookbook back online. Which means I'm going to cash in the Oval Chase now, avoid getting that Tidebindered again, in which case, thinking about Tidebinder, they don't really play Wraths, and they don't have Fury at their disposal anymore, so I do not want you to counter my Urza's Saga activation. No thank you. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this match. They could definitely have a lot of stuff in their hand, but I got a lot going on too. If I top deck Manufacture, I'll probably go for the turns win. I do not. So I just want the Construct. Okay, well there we go. Alright. Writing was on the wall for the opponent. Asmo doing Asmo things. Still a pretty, like I said, it's like a pretty even matchup versus Crashing Footfalls Rhinos, but having no sideboard cards for it and it being a staple of the format felt bad. So we didn't see the Flusterstorms come into play there, but I do think that it's good to have something in the sideboard for that matchup. All right, get the win versus Rhinos. 1-1 right now. Let's go to the next match. Okay, match 3. Lost the die roll. Okay, this hand is completely heinous. Double Oval Chase might as well be a 6-card hand. Nothing else is looking particularly good. This is much different though. We'll keep this. We shall keep this. I mean, the Might is the castable card in the hand, but it's also probably the weakest. I guess I could bottom the Time Sieve. I feel like I'm kind of 50-50 between those two. All right, tap land, go. Okay, well, top deck the Goose. If they don't kill the Goose, now we have a nice turn 1 Goose, turn 2, you know, activate, make a food, pump the future construct. If they do kill it, I'll just play out the Haywire Might. Double Saga hand, though. Alright, looks like it's probably Yawgmoth. That's my guess. No turn 1 play, though. There's probably Bowmasters. Yeah, so we'll just pass here. Especially if it's Bowmasters, then we can block one of the 1-power creatures with Goose and then make a food end of turn. I'm not going to expose Haywire Might to their Bowmasters trigger. Oh, they have Boseiju instead. Okay, well, do I care about the extra mana? I guess I'd rather get a tap land. Yeah, let's just make the food. Ah, it's doing that thing. No. Not the thing. Oh, jeez. I don't know how to undo it when Magic Online starts doing this, so that's fun. Watery Grave, no shock. I really wish I knew how to... undo that. Alright, you'll do the turn. We got the second Saga, which we can play next turn. Alright, what you got, opponent? Still kind of don't know what it is. I think it's safe to assume... Okay, now it's very safe to assume Yawgmoth. Alright, they're threatening Yawgmoth next turn. So, keeping that in mind, what do I want to do? Definitely play Saga. I could Deadly Dispute here, but it's also kind of tempting to just play the Manufactor. I'm not sure they'll be able to kill it if they just play Yawgmoth next turn. And then I get to untap with Goose activation plus Deadly Dispute, which I think is a very strong play. So I'm going to go for the strong play over the safe play. I think it can be... I think I've made the mistake too many times of playing really conservatively versus Yawgmoth. Okay. They got the Bowmasters. We're definitely not... Oh, now I guess you can Yawgmoth, sack your 3 creatures, kill my Manufactor. I'm not sure they're going to do it, but I have a feeling they may be pressured into it. Yeah, I'd rather not put the Gilded Goose in danger. They got 3 cards in hand. They can't... I think if they had Chord of Calling and not Yawgmoth, they would not be doing that. There's the Yawgmoth. Are you going to kill my Manufactor right now? Looks to be what they're going to do. I could top deck and unearth. I think this was still correct to go for this play. It's unfortunate that they had the Bowmasters, but I wasn't really thinking about Bowmasters. Okay. Interesting. I want to be able to have mana for Construct, so I don't think I'm going to go for Steel Seeker plus Dispute here. But let's fetch, get a basic Swamp, and then let's Deadly Dispute now. Sack of food. We'll have 3 mana no matter what, because we have Goose to sack food to activate. They may be prompted now to... Oh, I didn't even think about this. They're gonna kill my manufacturer with the triggers anyway. Oh, jeez. Well... God. That is rather disappointing. I'm kind of locked out from comboing it all now. So making a 2/2 construct, like, what does that even do? I don't know, but I don't think anything else in my hand is worth playing right now. It's all creatures. Definitely should have just like activated Goose past the turn, but I didn't want to lose access to making a construct, although I don't think construct is going to be particularly powerful. Depending on what they play here, I'm just going to concede. I'm at a lower life total, so I know that, and they have a combat step, so if they have double Undying Creature, okay, I'm dead. Very, very dead. Okay, Bitter Triumphs. We do want to bring the Boseiju in because they have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, so we want to bring in the Pithing Needles and the Stone of Erech. That's my boards. Let's cut. They have Endurance, so Unearth becomes a lot weaker. We've got discard outlets now, so we can cut one of those. They don't have a lot of removal, but I feel like Steel Seeker just feels slow against them, especially with Bowmaster pings. It's really easy to take it down. So let's do that, and then let's also cut a Goose, cut another Unearth. Maybe Blood Fountain less important with the Bitter Triumphs as the extra discard outlets. Okay, well, we got some really good sideboard cards versus Yawgmoth. You kind of need to have a mix of threats and sideboard cards, though, in the past, because they can just kill you with combat damage. All right, this is a good hand. We get to do our card draw before they get the before they can get a Bowmasters down. Cookbook. Here they could draw Endurance, so I'll do this now. It's not too much. They're gonna figure this out, that I have this in hand before they do any plays, basically, anyway. Shield to the turn. Alright, Delighted Halfling. Ooh, yes. Urza's Saga. Let's draw now before they have access to Bowmasters. There's an Asmo. Although I don't have a removal spell up yet for it, and they could Grist next turn. Okay. I'm gonna pass then. They don't really have Thoughtseize effects, so I want to be able to definitely have access to a removal spell. Before I commit Asmo. That's another thing I've definitely changed my play patterns on. I've made that mistake in the past a lot, of just running out the Asmo at first convenience. Sweet. Glad to see no Grist. Alright, what do they got here? Alright, they got the Soul Cauldron, but I got a Haywire Mite. Ooh, Academy Manufacturer. That's so tempting. They only have 1 mana available, so they can't interact with the Manufacturer. I could go Boseiju, Manufactured, pitch Oval Chase, and then have 2 mana for Asmo plus backup Cookbook. And then I have 3 foods. Or I can just hold up removal spell plus Construct. I think Construct is going to be really important versus them. So let's hold the Manufacturer. Okay. This is why you go to Oval Chase School. Opponent has not been to Oval Chase School, unfortunately for them. And now I can't cut them off from casting Yawgmoth unless they don't have a land drop. And I think it's kind of silly to do that. So, yeah, I'd rather just hold the removal spell. Let's just pass the turn. And they had the land drop. So there was no cutting them off from casting Yawgmoth regardless. Let's see if that's what they have. And if it is what they have, I would rather kill... Well, I guess if I kill Wall of Roots, they can exile it, put a counter on Halfling, and then get another mana out of the deal. And they've already used the Wall of Roots, so in response, I can just kill Halfling. Oh, I guess either way, they get an extra mana. But I gotta kill one of these creatures, so... Gotta kill one of them. Now we can just yield through the turn. I can get Pithing Needle for Yawgmoth off the Saga trigger. And then I can Haywire Mite, get the Cauldron off the battlefield. Seems like they might have Bowmasters, which would be rather unfortunate for me. Okay. I mean, maybe they're holding up the Bowmasters. Okay. I don't think I need the Construct. I just want to blow up the field with Manufacture. So let's go get Pithing Needle. If they want to activate Yawgmoth, they got to do it now. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Needle Yawgmoth. I can't kill it with Asmo anyway, and I wouldn't want to. So let's then go cast Manufacture, or I could just get all my cookbooks in play. I mean, they can't activate Yawgmoth now anyway. So Manufacture should be safe from removal. Hopefully they don't have Endurance, I guess. Although they have to pitch a card. Okay, Bowmasters. Don't mind going to 19. All right, let's. Oh, I forgot about Soul Cauldron. Oh well. Happy to just pitch some Blood Fountains here, even though that was definitely a mistake. Alright, play you. Happy to pitch Blood Fountain. Blood Fountain not really giving me much of anything here to go off of. Unfortunately, I can't Haywire Might plus kill the Soul Cauldron. So, and I don't want to let the Yawgmoth die because then they can Soul Cauldron it. So here I will just pass the turn. I'm not too afraid of what they can do in one turn. They could draw Force of Vigor for sure. But I'm not going to play around everything. I already misplayed with the, well, was it a misplay? I wanted to do the Academy Manufactor plan anyway. Hopefully we can hit a land maybe next turn. I'm definitely going to get the Soul Cauldron out of play. Exile Halfling. Put a counter on the Bowmasters. Okay, casting a Grist, maybe. There's Grist. Yeah, can't do anything about that. They're gonna get my Construct out of play. Probably sack the Orc Army. Oh, I guess sack the Young Wolf then. Okay. Yep. Now they're definitely presenting a bit more of a threat. Oh, but they're not even attacking. Okay. Got one card in hand. Love to find an Oval Chase. No Oval Chase. I can crack Clue plus Haywire Might here. But they have a Bowmaster in play, so let's get that Soul Cauldron off the battlefield. Please and thank you. Before you have a chance to do anything else heinous with that. Okay. Now I can shock, play Blood Fountain maybe. Or I can just shock, hold up Clue Crack. I think that's what I'd rather do. Oh, and I can remove Bowmasters on their end step too, so. I could see an argument for removing Bowmasters on my turn to restrict their Court of Calling, but they got two cards in hand. Mill to Force of Vigor. Alright, end step. Let's try to get this Bowmasters out of here. Pundit thinking. Crack Clue, see what we can find. Hopefully they don't have another Bowmasters. Alright, just a land. It's on tap. Alright, Saga's definitely a good draw. Let's play Saga. Let's crack this other Clue to try to find an Oval Chase. Got a Pithing Needle. Alright, now we can Needle Grist. I think that's our best plan. Now we can cut them off from removal. And now I might as well just cash in some of these cards for treasures and clues. I don't think we need... Well, we don't need the Blood Fountain either. I'll spin the Blood Fountain. I'll crack a Clue now. I still have one mana up. I could find something to play. Another Saga's okay. Let's pass the turn. We got a removal spell up. I've got some constructs coming down. We've got their 2 value generators locked down with needle. All right, there's the Yawgmoth getting in. I'll take a hit from the Yawgmoth. They should really just start proliferating. Like, if they don't have anything to play in hand, they should just be double proliferating every turn. Draw. Play the other Saga. Yeah, let's crack a clue. See if we hit... Oh, Bitter Triumph. Sweet. Okay. Let's just pass the turn here. If they try to go for some kind of shenanigans now, I can just hold the removal spell. And I can construct plus maybe discard Cookbook or Swamp, and then pay 3 life with the Bitter Triumph. Now they can't really get in with anybody. And I just get to freely make a huge construct. Alright. What do we draw? Stone of Erech. That's really nice. Okay, I would like more constructs, please and thank you. Let's go get Cookbook. Play the Swamp. Do I even need to play the Stone? Maybe I would rather hold up Bitter Triumph. They got chump blockers for days, but we got a bunch of constructs. Removal for the Yawgmoth. Alright, chump block. Okay. Again, they are making a huge mistake. Oh, you have to discard a card to proliferate? Never mind. Helps to know the rules text of the card you're telling your opponent to use differently. I didn't realize that. That's interesting. It's funny what you learn about cards you never play with. Alright, let's untap. Okay, another land. Definitely just making construct here. We got a huge sea of constructs. We are finally out of Urza's Saga targets, unfortunately. Alright. Attack with y'all. You can chump block everybody. I don't mind. Okay. That's totally fine. Now I'm gonna play the Stone out and hold up the Bitter Triumph. I think we should have this game. We're about same on clock. I'm glad we still have 14 minutes left. You know, Sultai Time Civ does need a bit of time to win, especially in what can be really grindy games against stuff like Yawgmoth. What you got, opponent? Alright, they got Cord. What would you like to Cord for? And what are you cording for mana-wise? X equals 3. Now, I don't think I need to do anything in response. It's either going to be a trigger, and I can respond to it. I would imagine they're getting some kind of Rec Sage. Yeah. Destroy target artifact. Now I can respond. I got plenty of life. Let's fetch shock. Yes. Bitter Triumph. Pay 3 life. Kill your Yawgmoth. No Yawgmoth for you, opponent. They should be very dead now. Alright, GG. Let's go to game 3. Do I want to change anything about my plans? I don't think so. I could bring in another Haywire Mite to handle their Agatha's Soul Cauldrons, but resubmit. I think this is, it doesn't change too much. I have Unearths, so I have access to it, even if I have to use it early for something. Mulligan, instant mulligan, no lands. Instant mulligan, just add no lands. Alright, mulligan that. Alright. Game 3 has Saga. So we could play Saga on 1. So I think I'll keep bottom of fetch. Play Saga on 1, get a needle down before they can have Yawgmoth. Okay, draw, Saga. Hopefully they don't have force. Next turn I just plan on playing the Steel Seeker, and then we can get Needle, get a trigger, dig for some lands. Plays a Beseiju, that concerns me. Okay, just a Soul Cauldron. Interesting. I mean, I guess if they have Beseiju, they can do it next turn and still cut me off from the Needle, which would be rather unfortunate. But that's the life of playing an Urza Saga deck. Okay. La-di-da. Grab an Overgrown Tomb. Get Steel Seeker in play. Hope they don't have removal for my Saga next turn. Steel Seeker. Okay. Definitely a slow hand, but going to 5 with this deck is... I just never want to do it. So I rarely do unless necessary. Okay. Exile the land. I'm glad it doesn't give counters for everything that you exile. That would be much scarier. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess that's... Now I know why they played the Beseiju. They just don't have anything else. Could get a cookbook. Get Asmo in play, shoot down the halfling. Or I could just Needle, Soul Cauldron. I feel like even though I played the Saga to get Needle here, I feel like this makes more sense. Even though I don't love it. Would definitely rather get a hate piece, but they have a really slow hand here. Oh, wonderful. Okay, hit the other land, so now we can go play Manufactor. Pitch this land we just found off the top. Get 3 Steel Seeker triggers. Now I can just dig for Time Sieve. Wonderful. Pitch the Tomb. Get a bunch of triggers. I could leave that on top. Or I could bin it. I might as well just bin it. I'm getting so many cards off of Steel Seeker here that I don't really care about the Manufacturer. Alright, that stays on top. Do I need to play the Asmo here? No, I don't want to play Asmo. I do not want to search my library. I've done that before. Happy to give up the Oval Chase to dig further, and even if my opponent has Yawgmoth, they can't cut me off from, and I have backup Manufacture and tutor target plus double dispute. I will try to not use dispute if they hold up mana to play around bowmasters. They could have pretty much just force of vigor, I feel like, at this point. And even then, I'm not sure if they can entirely cut me off. Like even Grist here, sack one of these two, kill Manufactor, and I just get to untap, play another Manufactor. Okay. Right, because I top deck, time sieve, use the treasure, cast Manufacture, play a land, go back up to 5, go to 4 to cast. Oh, but they don't have Bowmasters up anymore. Okay, so let's go. Let's just cast Manufacture first. There's another cookbook on top. If I shock Deadly Dispute, I mean, doesn't matter, I'll just bin it. Discard this other Watery Grave. Make a bunch of treasures. Guess I won't bin that. Yeah, okay. Now I know what I'm doing. Shock here. Blue. Now, because now I can sack the cookbook. Top deck the other cookbook, and then I got the Deadly Disputes plus Asmo to build my hand back up, and then I can take the turns next turn when I have less restrictions on my mana. So I guess I could have just left the other cookbook there. I hadn't done the calculations yet. Okay. Their Agatha Soul Cauldron does not matter. They can exile whatever they want. I'm just not getting in with Sarenth or Manufactor until I get the Asmo in play. Alright, draw for turn. Alright, let's go cookbook. Discard land. Deadly Dispute. And then we can Asmo, grab the second cookbook. That might get the concede from my opponent. And I got 10 minutes on clock, so I feel good. Okay. I'm just gonna fetch away, grab a basic swamp. Now let's just yield. We don't need to worry about Steel Seeker triggers anymore. We got this game locked up. Let's show him the Asmo. This might just get the concede. If not, that's perfectly fine. Okay, now I believe we can yeah, we can sack 5, have 2 foods. Kill their blocker, start working on their life total. Maybe a slow close if the opponent does not wish to concede, but this is all the turns I could possibly want to take. Which means what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kill my Sarenth if they're going to make me play it out. I want this to be over as quick as possible. So, time save. Okay. Pitch Bitter Triumph. Kill the Steel Seeker. Tired of you. Goodbye. Now I can speed up my play. Can Deadly Dispute. Alright. Get the concession. Alright, 2-1 versus Yawgmoth. Opponent kept a very sketchy hand that third game. I think that's basically what cost them that. I mean, I don't even remember if they kept it 7 or not, but pretty decent game versus Yawgmoth. Get the 2-1, and now we're 2-1 in matches. All right, let's go to the next match. Alrighty, match 4. Win the die roll. Love to see it. What does my hand look like? Okay. I mean, I don't have a discard outlet, but I do get to go Goose into Steel Seeker plus Goose. So I think I'll keep. Bit of a weird hand, but that's okay. We can run with weird hands sometimes. Opponent kept 7. Alright, Urza's Saga. Could be Amulet. Ooh. Maybe I just want to go Manufacture. Yeah. Okay. Manufacture. I guess they could have if this is Titan, you know, they could have whatever their removal spell is. What do they play? Plays a Beseiju. Oh, uses a Beseiju. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, let's go Steel Seeker, play Goose, see if we hit a Saga off the top. We do not. Blood Fountain casts Asmo, though. So I will just play you, pass. I want to draw the Blood Fountain. Can my opponent Titan here? Bounce land. Make 2 mana. Ooh, they just have the second Amulet. Jeez. So the answer is probably yes. And I might just dead here. This is frustrating. Dryad. Oh my goodness. Alright, go off opponent. Oh, okay. Whew. Okay, no fetch, remember. Alright. Draw for turn. No, I'm going to fetch now. Let's get basic swamp. Lead on Blood Fountain. I want to make the blood token first in case I want to loot. Alright. Land. That's nice. Saga. That's better. Okay, we're definitely playing Saga, so let's do that. Let's loot away. We don't need the extra Steel Seeker. We don't need the extra land either. Ooh, Daredevil. Alright. Asmo. Get a cookbook. Cookbook. And now we can just hold up removal spell for hold up removal spell for Titan. Don't want a Goose. Okay. Right, because I don't want to just kill Dryad. They can still make 6 mana, so pass the turn. I gotta hold the removal spell for potential Primeval Titan. I mean, the good news is, well, the good news is they haven't removed my Asmo yet. The bad news is they have a bunch of mana. Oh, goodness. Probably worst possible, honestly, right now is if they have, whatever the creature is that puts lands into play and draws cards. If they do have that, I probably just have to remove it in response. Okay, they got the Titan. I mean, I'll let you go get stuff now. If you have a second Titan and then can only haste one of them, I gotta be prepared. And there's the Teleria West. Okay, let's yield. Okay, yield all their amulets until end of turn. Looks like they're gonna bounce Teleria West, transmute, get a pact. I mean, if they can't kill me this turn, you know, they're going to be pretty locked up next. Okay, but they get the Colossus. Cast Colossus. Trigger. Now... like, this could probably become more than a 6/6. It also has trample. But I'm still more scared of the Titan, I think, in general. So... I think I just have to let this trigger resolve and hope that it doesn't blow me out completely. Whew. Oh boy. Oh, there the Valakut triggers start. So, it's rather troubling. Jeez, cold. Titan is just such an insane deck. I can't believe this deck exists. It's ridiculous. They got double Valakut, so I absolutely have to remove this Dryad now, which is quite unfortunate. But they did not find the haste land. And they don't have 5 mountains without Dryad, so it's totally fine. I mean, I'm gonna make them use their clock if you want to play this combo deck, and I can interact with you still. They got 4 cards in hand. I guess none of them are lands, so they got all spells. I mean, if they just have another Titan, I'm probably just dead anyway. But I'm gonna make them, you know, if I'm gonna make them show me the win. All right, I guess let's move the stack up there. Jeez. Actually, I like the stack here. It's okay if it covers my battlefield for the time being. My goodness. Okay, there we go. Jeez. I can't imagine playing this deck in paper either. It's frankly ridiculous. I'm just gonna kill their Dryad now. Okay, now show me what else you doing, opponent. How many lands do they have in play? Colossus is a 13/13, so that's a problem. Because it would take 3 Asmo activations to kill it. If they have another pact, you know, I think I'm dead. They just give Colossus... Well, they have 3 amulets, which is the problem. So if they have another Titan, they can go get the haste land, and they get 3 untaps with it, and they have enough... well, they should be floating white mana off of some of these. They have enough white mana, though, for multiple activations, so they can haste both Titans plus the Colossus. And that means they probably also will have enough mana to double strike the Colossus. So just show me the Titan, I guess. These Valakut triggers are going to fizzle. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Bounced the Besage... Looks like they bounced Besage, Simic Growth Chamber, and another Teleria West. Transmute Teleria West. Okay, I'm gonna concede now. I guess, show me the Titan, and I'll concede. Oh, Dryad? Jeez. What are they doing? Like, maybe they just have the other Titan in hand? The One Ring, okay. Still haven't killed me. Okay, now I will concede. Okay, begin sideboarding. All right, Titan. Definitely want the Besage. Can get a Valakut out of play. Can also kill Dryad. We want Damping Sphere. We want probably the Bitter Triumphs. Their Threat Light instant speed removal's good. And Haywire might honestly more for early Urza's Saga necessarily than early Amulet, I think, but definitely good. I think the combo's the strongest. They don't kill a lot of our creatures, so I think Unearth becomes weak. They play Karn. They might play Karn. Maybe cut to 2 Blood Fountains over the Unearths. Let's try it like that. I think Besage better as a spell in this matchup. There's enough stuff I want to use it for. Okay, we would like a fast clock. This is not a fast clock. I do have, like, you know, basically 3 cookbooks in hand plus Time Sieve, but no black mana. I think I have to mulligan. Okay, this is good. This should be strong. I do need to find something else with this hand, but I can Unearth Manufacture on 2. And we have an easy card to bottom in the second Oval Chase. All right, we got a plan. We have a plan. We have the Saga. I could lead on Saga. Thinking to myself, I don't need the Construct to win, but second Cookbook or Haywire might probably goes a long way. I mean, they probably have Force of Vigor. Opponent thinking about their hand. I feel like starting on Urza's Saga is such a strong opener. They begin with 7. And they keep on 7, so I think I just need to try to have the strongest start I can. And I think this is the strongest start. Okay. Amulet Titan, definitely one of my weakest matchups. Any big mana deck, I think, is hard for this deck to handle in general. Alright, so now we get to Unearth. Pitch Oval Chase plus Deadly Dispute. Things are looking nice. Black, sack of food. Make a treasure. Alright, nothing else to do. Pass the turn. Next turn we can hold up Bitter Triumph. Alright, they got a double amulet hand. That's scary. Can they Titan here then? 4 mana, go down to 1 to play Dryad. 5 mana, so I don't think they can. Oh, they're just one ringing. Okay. Well, thank goodness I can go get Haywire Might. Second Bitter Triumph. Float. Say okay. Get the Haywire Might. Play the extra Saga. Let's get you out of play right now. Cannot have you drawing so many cards with the 1 ring. And now I can crack a clue. I can hold up Bitter Triumph regardless. So let's crack this clue. Asmo. Alright, wonderful draw, wonderful draw. Now I can't hold up the Bitter Triumph, but I think this is a stronger play. Alright, they got protection. No need to attack, but I got 2 removal spells to hold up. I got 2 additional removal spells in hand. I'm feeling this feels pretty good. A Growth Chamber, make 4. Titan. I mean, I'm going to make them search lands first before I choose to remove the Titan. But this is why Asmo is so strong. Alright, they get double bounce lands. So they're just making a bunch of mana. I'm just going to hold the removal spells because if they go for like a Dryad Valakut line instead of a Haste Titan line, I need to be able to remove that. Double bounce land is interesting off of the Titan here. Alright, get packed. They got 8 mana. So they can Dryad, play bounce land, cast another Titan. They just get another Titan. Are they just casting Titan? Alright, cast the Titan. I love these old border Titans. These are so sweet. Alright, what do you get now? Got 7 cards in hand. Jeez. I mean, here I imagine you might get Bounce Land Teleria West. I'm really not sure what they're doing here. They can get Bounce Land Teleria West and still pay for Pact next turn, so that's possible, but whatever they get, I'm just gunning down these Titans. Alright, they just concede. Okay, alright. Do I want to make any changes? feel like there's a possibility that Steel Seeker is just really weak in this matchup. But I feel like the alternatives are all kind of meh. I guess I could bring in Pithing Needle for the One Ring over something. Maybe over Third on Earth. Maybe over Steel Seeker. I always forget they play the One Ring. Okay. I've convinced myself to try it. Especially on the draw, I think, against them. It's so hard for Steel Seeker to come down and generate enough value, I think, to justify it. Usually these games don't run long. We're really looking for a combo hand, which I guess we kind of had last game was sort of a combo hand. Or we're looking for a strong Asmo hand to just be able to gun down whatever threats they put in play. Strong combo hand, the best. Oh, great Asmo hand. Definitely keep. And here, okay, here's an example of like, I would really love to play Cookbook first, but if they force a Vigor the Cookbook, I don't have a chance to cast Asmo. Oh, but they can't cast it for free on their turn. Okay, never mind. Ooh, okay, turn 1 Saga. Do they have the Amulet? No Amulet. Ah, dang, third Daredevil's not great here. Do I want to lead on the Saga then? I think probably. If they do have Force, that might really bait the Force. This is tough. I think I just got to not play around Force. Go ahead. Dang, third Oval Chase really the worst draw possible. You know, 2's okay, but... Interesting. I mean, I guess they do that for turn. So I'll just do this now. Ooh, Damping Sphere. Dang. I really wanted to do Asmo this turn. They're gonna get second Amulet. And then have a bunch of mana. I mean, but if I do Damping Sphere this turn, then it cuts me off from double spelling in the future. So I think I still want to just get Asmo in play, get the second Cookbook in play, hold up Removal Spell. I think Removal Spell still slows them down. And now I can Damping Sphere next turn without as much worry of cutting myself off from having an explosive start. So, no, Lightning Bolt. What? What the heck? They're playing Lightning Bolt in Titan? Well, that's what backfires. Okay, they got Dryad, Vesuva, Copy, My Saga. Interesting. Okay, well, not the worst, but also not great. Got the Deadly Dispute. Okay. I mean, I'll definitely just get Haywire Might. I think I want a Deadly Dispute here. I really want to hit a land. I could just Damping Sphere. I guess if I whiff land, in the top two, I can't Damping Sphere, and then oh, they only have one card in hand? Okay. Well, I think I can risk it then. Now do I Damping Sphere or do I kill the Saga? I think Damping Sphere guarantees they can make one construct and then I can exile the Saga. I think that's fine. Okay. Alright, let's hope their last card isn't... Let's hope they don't go... Can they even cast Titan? I guess they could cast Titan. If they had... Even if it's just Bounce Land Titan. Okay, let's hope Damping Sphere slows them down enough. They do have Bounce Land, but they can only produce... Well, they can produce colored mana with it, but... Green... Green... Play it again. Green, green. Geez, are they really just going to have Titan here? Oh my gosh. It is really demoralizing playing against Amulet Titan. Stop. No. No. I'm sorry. Your last two hit cards are exactly Bounce Land Titan. I'm like, all I have to do is play around Bounce Land Titan. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Sheesh. Oh, geez. And they can tap for red, white, give it haste. This is disgusting. This deck is just... Alright. They just had the best possible hand. I mean, I might just be dead here. This... Oh, my gosh. How are you gonna kill... Oh my gosh. This is just... Oh, jeez. This is freaking ridiculous. Alright, well, that's the most demoralizing loss I think I've ever had. They really had Bolt into Xaxes. And it didn't even matter if I exiled the Saga instead. I mean, you can't play around, you just can't play around everything. Exact perfect in hand is exact perfect. Okay, well, demoralizing loss to Amulet Titan. I've heard people describe that deck as like it just, I heard somebody describe it as like it functions completely differently from every other deck in the entire Modern format. Like, it's just very, very hard to interact with. They get to play some of the most powerful cards. I mean, Titan's always been a great card, so I think as always it is held back from being format, you know, like overtaking because it's hard to play. So, all right, we're 2-2. Lost to Titan, not really surprising, I don't think. That's one of this deck's worst matchups. Might be something I need to take into account if that starts seeing more play. You know, I don't think I can improve my Tron matchup, but I might be able to improve this matchup with some different sideboard cards. But it's so hard to sideboard against it. That aside from the point. Close though, very close. They kind of had to have exact perfect there. To be able, I wonder if the Titan or the Bounce Land was in hand. You know, you always wonder these things. All right, let's go on to the next one. Match 5. Winning the die roll. Let's see what's cooking. All right, we got a castable Asmo. We got a Gilded Goose. I'll keep. Now the question is, do I want to lead on Blood Fountain or Goose? If I lead on Goose, I could have a turn 3 Asmo plus removal spell up. So I think I'll do that. Black Cleave Cliffs. Is it Scam? Possibly. Could be Scam. Another Blood Fountain. I mean, let's just run the Blood Fountains out. I'll fetch a basic Swamp here since I want a double spell and I might not be doing it next turn. So now, even if they can, you know, maybe Thoughtseize me, I can get back Goose and Asmo, but they might be Voidwalkering here, which is the scarier of the two options, I think. Opponent considering perhaps reading the card Blood Fountain. There's the Voidwalker. Okay, we got 4th land, so we will be able to get down stuff. I really don't want to Asmo here unless I have a removal spell up. I think I'll cash in the first blood token. I think that's what I'm going to do first. Okay, draw the swamp. Oh, but I can Asmo plus Cookbook. Okay. Get a Cookbook before they can scam this Voidwalker. This Voidwalker is probably the scariest thing. Don't need an extra Blood Fountain. Let's get you off the battlefield. I think I just have land Blood Fountain in exile, so not too much for future Voidwalkers. Okay, but I am down to 1 card, and they have 6, so we'll see what kind of a match this is. Could be a long and grindy one, but we got some Blood Fountains to cut through some of this stuff. Okay. Draw. Okay, we got an Unearth, but I can just buy back the 2 creatures with a Blood Fountain. So I feel like that's the better play here. Gilded Goose is going to be much stronger at generating foods as of right now than Cookbook. So I don't really want to fetch Jock with this Verdant Catacombs, but I should probably get a Watery Grave. I'm at 17, put me to 14. I mean, is this even a good Times of hand? I guess I can ask myself that too. I might just get 3rd basic Swamp. Thankfully, opponent's hand has been pretty slow. Glad there was not a turn 1 Ragavan. This would be a much different game. Okay, got a castle. That's another nice thing about Blood Fountain against Scam. You know, you just get to buy back the creatures in your end step. And I think here I'm going to respect the fact that Scam is very aggro. Like, they can deal a lot of damage in a short period of time with Bowmasters and such. So I am going to fetch a basic and say Time Sieve isn't going to matter this game unless I have a Manufactor. I think that's how I'm going to treat this matchup right now. Would be nice to have a second green source, but now we get to fight through. They have to fight through 2 Blood Fountains plus an Unearth. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. We got a Blood token, so we don't have to just discard something to Cookbook. Although we might want to, but alright, what is opponent thinking? Pretty sure they don't have, like, Graveyard Hate. Instant speed. I wouldn't think so. K command, return Voidwalker, destroy cookbook. Okay. Okay, so I got Voidwalker in hand, so I do want to be aware of that. Draw a cookbook. We could cycle Unearth first, but I kind of want to hold on to Unearth. Let's do Goose. See, I don't really want to put Asmo in play right now because they could Voidwalker and then remove it, and then I wouldn't be able to unearth it. So, what do I want to do instead? Honestly? But I guess they could Voidwalker and then Thoughtseize it, and it's like the same thing. That's tough. That's tough. I think instead, maybe I do just want to get Asmo in play. Okay. If they want to end step Bolt, I'll get Asmo in the graveyard anyway. So, okay, no end step stuff. I can yield through the turn. The Deadly Dispute's a good pickup. I'm hoping they don't Thoughtseize me right now or grief me. I'm imagining they have removal though for the Asmo. Yeah, okay. So, do lose the Asmo. Pick up the Daredevil just too late. Now there's not much in the graveyard for this other Blood Fountain. Okay, there's a Beseiju. I don't think I need to hold that. Let's keep track of what they got in exile. I could just cast this Daredevil, but then they can remove it. It's a weird situation. I think what I'm going to do is play a cookbook, pass the turn, and then make a food with Goose. I just need to find I need to find another Asmo. The swamp is so weird to me. It just looks like it looks like an island to me. All right, they're getting in with Voidwalker. I am on a clock. Do also need to be wary of this blood token. Turning on removal spell on my Goose with an Orcish Bowmasters. Urza's Saga, that's a really good pickup. Alright, I don't think this Haywire Might is going to matter, so I think I would like to loot away the Might. See what I draw. Another Saga. Now they might want to cash in the Voidwalker for Haywire Might and exile the Saga. I'm going to buy Jeggy, pass the turn, plan on making another food. Maybe feel like they need to be forced to cash in this Haywire Might. I guess I should have thought about that, but take 4, interesting. Like, if the Dauthi Voidwalker continues to be their only threat, I can crack a food every turn for the foreseeable future. Are they going to feel pressured? And I would love, if they feel pressured to cash in Voidwalker. And honestly, I think this is... I could have just considered this a bait. Okay, they got the Grief. They're probably going to take Yawgmoth. But I could see them taking Oval Chase. They get 2 takes, obviously. I think those are the 2 best cards in my hand. Dauthi just shutting down my value generation. Okay, not dead after all. Guess they could just cast Yawgmoth with the Voidwalker. But I don't think they're going to cash in the Voidwalker. Okay. Get in with Voidwalker. They got 2 cards in hand. But I got a Saga. I don't know. Pyromancer, pitch the rest of their hand. Okay, they had another not dead after all. End step, let us make a food. Draw another oval chase. Well, at this stage of the game, right, I can, yep. Oval chase plus construct, just pass the turn. If they want to do some kind of Thoughtseize effect, I can just discard the cookbook in response. So I think playing it out and getting rid of a treasure is like, you know, basically the same thing. Okay, Voidwalker still the most concerning thing. I also just want to be holding a card because if I top deck Asmo, I need to be able to discard something to get it into play. And I don't have Yawgmoth to buy from the companion zone anymore. So opponent, they could have lots of plays. Most likely what I'm planning on doing is, I mean, I can block the elemental, so they might not even attack with that. And then I could make a construct, block oval chase, plus construct on the grief. Or I can, yeah. Well, we'll see. Wait for my opponent to make a move. See what they're cooking. I guess I'm the one that's cooking. Okay, just getting in with the Voidwalker. So I got to be prepared to just start cracking foods because, you know, they play the card Lightning Bolt. I'm currently out of range of them just like, you know, killing me with a flurry of bolts. I don't think they have 3 bolts in hand. But I do need to be careful about getting into combat. Keeping in mind the fact that bolts could be in my future. Deadly Dispute is good. Say okay. Make a construct. And they could have like K command, but get the last cookbook. I don't want to walk into a Bowmasters here. And I want to be able to crack a food this turn. Okay. I mean, let's get in with 1 construct. We still have enough blockers to do a bunch of stuff. Maybe a chump block. With the elemental. I mean, this match is definitely a reasoning for why I probably should be playing Shadow Spear on the main deck, maybe over the 4th Blood Fountain. It's hard for me to evaluate that card. 2 damage to Oval Chase, destroy the artifact. I guess in response, I could Deadly Dispute and still be able to crack a food if need be. And then I can sack one of these as fodder. But if they have Bowmasters, I could just be dead. I don't know. I want to cash it in. Looks like I am good. Okay. Alright. Destroy you. Play another saga. No time sieve, but we got the manufacturer, so my opponent is running out of time. I do think before they deal damage here, I will crack a food to play around double bolt. None are in the graveyard, so, you know, and they pitched a grief. Sack treasure, food to activate. Gain 3 makes that a 5/5 6/6 with a construct. So there's still going to be 6/6s. Let's see how they attack. Probably just Voidwalker again. But I could see everything. Okay, I am going to crack a food. Got to be careful here. Cannot block the Voidwalker. What you got? Sheoldred. Oof. Alright. That's really scary. I'm going to go to 5. Off of the draw trigger. Really just want to find an Asmo or Time Sieve. Unearth does not quite do it. Okay, I'm at 5. What do I want to do with my turn? I could draw a bunch of cards, but not with Sheoldred in play. Dang. I don't even think I have anything to get off of this saga. I do not. Okay. How do I want to play this? I could... No, I can't pitch Manufacture Unearth it. I think I just passed turn. I can't get in. No, I can't. Okay. At least they can't really attack with their Sheoldred, since that's what's, you know, keeping me locked down, but dang, this is going to be one of those slow matches. Alright. Getting in with Dothy, so I am going to sack food like that. Go to 8. Because now 1 food a turn isn't enough because of Sheoldred, which is very frustrating. And they've got 4 blockers. Yeah, no, this is like, you know, Shadow Spear would have made such a huge difference here. Yikes, they got a Fable. And then they can start, you know, once they get that online, they'll be able to, well, I might be dead before the Fable flips. Okay. Like, what can I realistically do here? I think I have to find an Asmo. Jeez. I don't really know what to do in this scenario. I think this is kind of a weird play Manufacture, pitch Watery Grave, pitch Unearth. Now I can, okay, they got plenty of blockers. Like, I guess if I attack with 2, do I have enough blockers to stop their onslaught? Maybe. I think I have to do 2. I don't think I can do 3. Only blocking that one? Okay, there we go. Well, that's going to put me to 2. Okay. I'll go to 2. Got a sack of food next turn. Whew. They get to loot a bunch. I think I crack food now before they get to draw all their cards for turn. Okay. Jeez. Alright, let's just yield through the turn. Let's let you do stuff. They pitch 2 lands. Scary. I'm at 5. They're going to hit me with Voidwalker, and I'm going to have to crack a food in my upkeep, I guess. I can do it in my draw step. It doesn't really matter, but... I have 5 constructs. They're at 24. If they attack with Voidwalker, they have 3 blockers, and I could have lethal damage if they don't have a removal spell. Time Sieve probably wins me the game. I mean, I lose 2 every turn off of the Sheoldred trigger, but I net an extra artifact every turn, so I can crack a food in my upkeep. Opponent puzzling. Opponent definitely puzzling. Could mean they have some really weird cards in hand and they're seeing if they can piece together a combat win. I mean, this tells me they don't have a lightning bolt. Or they're they're okay. Happy to go back up on clock though. I definitely need as much clock as I can get in this matchup. Tag with Voidwalker put me to 2. I mean, I'm dead by like so many things, you know, like double Bowmaster, Lightning Bolt, Culligan's Command. Like, what do they have? Like Grief? Okay. Weird. Well, I'm blocking everything. Let's go block you. Block you. None of these have trample. Okay. I do not know what this means at all. Maybe they have a fatal push and they want to get Manufacture off the battlefield, but... Oh, maybe they have the one... Wait, do they play the One Ring? I didn't think so. That would be brutal. But that attack was very confusing to me. Okay, now I don't need to worry about the Sheoldred trigger, which is wonderful. Even if we pull out this one, I gotta focus and play really fast on the upcoming games. So Ragavan as a single blocker. Like, what could they have here? Double push on 2 constructs, block 1 on a construct. Okay, Asmo. All right, we're gonna pre-combat this. Asmo. We don't have any cookbooks left, so don't need to search. Let's go to combat. I think we just kill Ragavan before blocks, I don't want to, you know, somehow they do have, if they do have like double push, then they could block double push and then it wouldn't matter. The removal spell, you know, doesn't matter after block. So I think this is correct. Even still at instant speed, I can activate Goose, crack a clue, discard the card I draw, make 2 foods, kill something else if they have some sort of like flash blocker, but Asmo, good top deck. It'd be wonderful if this game was over this turn. Let's see what they have. Some kind of Undying effect. Alright, they got a Bowmasters. Okay. Ping me to 1. Shoot, I should have done this before it landed, shouldn't I? They can still only block. Okay, well, let's just force you to play it out. You die, you can double block, and I can just activate Goose and you're so dead. Okay, those are your blocks. Make them 14/14s, go to damage. Alright. Alright. Scam. Bring in the stone. Bring in the needle for engineered explosives. We want to bring in... do we bring in the Beseiju? Probably. Definitely want the Bitter Triumphs for Dothy. Maybe I don't need the extra Beseiju. They play Blood Moon, but I don't know. Let's cut a Steel Seeker. We bring in extra discard outlets. They have plenty of graveyard hate. And so let's cut like that. All right, let's try to play a quick one here. All right. Rakdos Scam, still kicking post Fury ban. Definitely, I mean, you know, it definitely impacted the deck, but it just has so many powerful cards, you know? All right, what do we got? Goose, Dispute, Saga. I think this is pretty keepable. Plan on leading on... If they lead on Ragavan, I want to get one of these fetches off before they could potentially Blood Moon me, but otherwise I will probably lead on Overgrown Tomb, Gilded Goose. I shall keep. Opponent keeps. Am I getting griefed? I am not. This tells me they probably have a Dothy Voidwalker. Okay, gonna do what I talked about. Get the Goose out there. Plan on Saga next turn. Alright, well we got some of the combo pieces. If they just drop Voidwalker... Is that what you got? Alright, they got the Voidwalker. I'm gonna play Saga. Before they could have a Bowmaster, I'm going to loot some stuff away. Cookbook definitely strong. I could see evading a Thoughtseize and playing it now, and I think I will play that. You know, Voidwalker in play means it's less strong, but because I have Time Sieve, if I can find a Manufactor, Value Train, hopefully they don't have Blood Moon here. That would be, yeah, that would be pretty bad. Thankfully, I guess I have Gilded Goose. So I do have some colored mana unless they go... Well, they can't kill Goose this turn plus Blood Moon. So we are on a clock. They pass the turn. They have 6 spells in hand. trigger. Now, though, we will get a basic swamp. Let's play around Blood Moon as best we can. Can I play around Lightning Bolt on my construct? I could discard a land and then cast Blood Fountain with the food and then have 1, 2, 3, and then it would be a 4/4. It's potentially really good. Honestly, that's tough. I think I want to try it. I don't need 2 time sieves right now. Let's pitch one of those. Honestly, the lands are gonna I just get to hit my land drops. Pitch time sieve. Cast Blood Moon. I want to do this with the goose, and I want to leave my lands up because they could potentially end step bolt the goose, and then I have to put the construct in play to utilize my mana. So play it like this. Probably Bowmaster. All right, Bowmaster. Don't like to see it because I do have this dispute in hand, but 4/4 construct here is pretty good. They're going to put me to 10 with the Void Walker, so I definitely need to be careful. Probably will just be fetching basics with the rest of my fetches. Alright. I'm leaning in. We got 8 minutes on the clock. Game 2. What's he attacking with? I was going to say, I would definitely think they have Bolt if they attack with any of these 1/1s. So this tells me they might not have Bolt, but it could just mean they have like a push or a terminate. Okay. Play around Bolt. Draw another time sieve. Don't really like to see that. But we are going to now get Pithing Needle. I guess I could get Stone. I think Pithing Needle on Engineered Explosives is much better, though. I don't want them just getting to wipe my board of the constructs. Alright. Gotta start our offensive. Jump with the Orc. Go ahead, put me to 7 with the Void Walker. Got another Bowmasters. Alright. Well, now this Deadly Dispute is definitely just like stuck in my hand, which is frustrating. Alright, I got two constructs and a dream. Okay, now I'm in range of double bolt. And because now I'm at 6, this fetch doesn't really matter. It doesn't increase the clock. But I do need to probably start cracking some foods over the next turn or two. Okay, let's fetch a Watery Grave tapped. I got these time sieves. I can just take some turns with my constructs in play, which makes me wonder, do I just want to pitch something? Yeah, I feel like this Deadly Dispute is not going to come up, and this will let me grow my constructs and potentially let us take a turn here. Alright, what do we got? Oval Chase. Oh, they got Dolphy in play, I forgot. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they're going to double block. Can I get them in range of killing? I don't know. I don't want to show them the time sieve yet. Let's go to combat. Do you double block? I mean, not double block. Do you block both constructs? Okay, do I want to pump right now? Yes. They could have removal, but that's fine. Activate Goose. I still have fetch for Swamp. So put you to 10. You gotta push. Terminate. No. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna go for the win. I guess they have a Bowmaster in play, so it doesn't quite win, but this does put them under a lot of duress. And I'm just gonna sack the Time Sieve as one of the artifacts. Definitely need to leave a food because I want to be able to crack a food on my next turn. So let's sack 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can make a food with Cookbook or Goose. All right. Oh, that's right. I was going to sack the Sieve. Never mind. That's okay. I could have left a food. All right. Push a construct. Yield through the turn. That is unfortunate, but it's confusing to me why they didn't just push it in combat. They would be still at 19. They got another push. Oh, geez. They got a lightning bolt. Well. All right, Goose. I'll play out the Goose. Now I'm in big trouble. I want to hold up food activation. I'm definitely activating food, so let's just crack it now before they could respond, you know, later with some kind of double lightning bolt shenanigans. All right, this game might be over very quickly, so I'll try to play this quick and get us to game 3 if that's where we're headed. Okay, go back to 4. Maybe top deck a Manufactor. We got 5 cards in hand. Another Sieve. I mean, I can activate a Goose, crack a food, and I think that's what I'm just going to be doing, so I'll just pass again. Biden time, if I can. And let's do that now that they're in combat. Activate. Crack. Yield through the turn. No lands for opponent. Very interesting. I can continue staving off 3 damage a turn with my Geese like this. Another Goose. Do I play Goose? Guess I just play Goose. And yeah, we'll just crack food now. No point in waiting. Yield through the turn. Now that there's this much differential of a clock, I'm happy to just continue. I guess I might have to respond to something here, maybe. What do they got? Okay. Put me to 2. I think I'm dead now. We'll see what I draw. Dead. Oh, all right, I think I need to cut a Time Sieve back. So let's bring in something else. Could bring back an Unearth. Could bring in a Spell Bomb. Probably the other Unearth is fine. They don't always have the Dothy Voidwalker. I should stop jinxing things and not say stuff like that. All right, we only got a little bit of clock. Let's make the most of it. This looks fine. Let's keep. Get to get a Blood Fountain in play. We got the Daredevil. We got Bitter Triumph for a Voidwalker, as long as they don't get to Thoughtseize all of our pieces away. Did they keep 7? Yes. Draw for turn, Goose. Okay. Well, they might have removal for Asmo, and I want to be able to get a removal spell in, so I'm gonna Goose Cookbook. Okay. Because if they Voidwalker here, I can Bitter Triumph. Oh, Curse Totem. Okay. Well, only Beseiju gets that out of play. So let's loot first. Fetch. Shock. Asmo. Cookbook. Cookbook. Alright, so I can't use Asmo's ability, but I got a threat in play. I can still crack food tokens. Yield through the turn. Alright, I gotta stay up on clock on them. Alright, you can just yield through the turn. Oh, jeez. What a disgusting card. Exile all graveyards. I would usually play Oval Chase, but I don't want them to be able to, like, you know, terminate in their upkeep or draw step and then exile the Oval Chase, because this could be a grindy game, and right now we've got a, you know, loopable target. Okay, discards a card. I really don't want this Oval Chase to get exiled. Okay. That's my threat. Okay. Alright, they got 5 cards in hand. Seiju gets rid of the Curse Totem. Apart from that, I will not be able to remove anything with Asmo for the rest of the game. This is whenever it deals damage to a player. Oh, but whenever it deals damage, it gets a counter. Okay. Alright, they got a Fable. Attack. Okay. Can at least slow them down. I can block the Shaman token. I don't really have the luxury of playing slowly and thinking through here. Next turn I'll probably buy Yawgmoth. I'll pop up that pain to remind myself. Dang. Okay, they got the Voidwalker. That shuts down my Oval Chase looping plan. Okay. Oh. Well, you know, I did have a great hand. You can't play around, you just can't play around the massive board wipe card. Play the Cookbook out. Let's buy Jeggy. Pass. We can take 7. We can take 1 more hit. Let's hope to be able to untap and get Asmo in play and kill whatever they got going. But they got 3 cards in hand. I think this match is probably... I think it's probably over. Hidetsugu just... Jeez. And this is why Rakdos Scam is just gonna keep being such a heinous deck. I think I'm dead no matter what here, so... GG opponent. Unfortunate to lose, but this is the best deck in Modern, so... That is the reality of things. Okay, so went 2-3. You know, disappointing, but still some good showings, I think, against, you know, some of the best decks. It's so frustrating just still have like a, you know, kind of even matchup against Cam after one of the best cards in the deck gets banned. But like I said, you ban the best card and now they get the second best, you know. And the difference between best and second best in Modern sometimes is very slim. So yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.